Well, let's talk about how the Rock and Roll Express came together. Tell me about how you got partnered up with Robert Gibson.
Oh, well, first of all, this is what I want to explain to everybody out there. This is when my dad comes in. And I said this earlier. My dad told me, he said, listen, Rick, because back then you didn't have, you had territories. He said, listen to me. As being a single, you're never going to get over in this business being by yourself because that's the booker or that's the owner. They're going to push themselves. He said, but the business always needs a semi-main event. And check it out, it's tag team wrestling. And I went, oh, I never thought of that. You see what I'm saying now?
Hmm.
That's when, but he told me this back. That's when I teamed up with Sonny King before then,
Hmm.
learning. And then I teamed up with Eddie Gilbert. Me and him went out to Oklahoma to work for Leroy McGurk, learning. Then I came back to Memphis, and this is a great, and everybody out there in this wrestling business, you go back and say, oh, so and so is the greatest baby face, so and so is the greatest baby face. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, oh no, a guy named Ken Lucas. Look him up. Ken Lucas, he was the greatest baby face I ever seen. And Ken was smart too, because he was always a tag team wrestler. You're never going to get over the booker, and you're never going to get over the owner. You hear me? So I teamed up with Kenny Lucas in Memphis, and holy crap, how much I learned. He taught me the importance of selling and giving him a hot tag. And him and I went to San Antonio to work for Joe Blanchard. And not only did I get a big push as being his partner there, but when Tully took over the book, Tully gave me a good run as a single wrestler too. It was my first time I went an hour Broadway with Nick Bockwinkel in Hemisphere Arena. I'm gonna get back to your question here in a minute because I got to explain all
Hmm.
this
Yes.
to get to where we're going.
Yes.
And buddy, I'm telling you, San Antonio was happening too. I mean, it was a small territory, but God, it was doing. We did good business there, good business, and I was getting over with them. Well, and in Memphis, they had a tag team named the Fabulous Ones, Steve Kern and Stan Lane, and Jerry Lawler and Jerry Jarrett were business partners in Memphis, but the Fabulous Ones come in, and I don't know. There was a lot of heat between the Fabulous Ones and Jerry Lawler. So Lawler was going to open up his own wrestling in Memphis, and this is true stuff here. So just so happened, Lawler come in to wrestle. I think Scott Casey. Scott Casey was a wrestler in San Antonio. He did the cowboy gimmick. Boy, and he was great too. Loved him. And I got some more stories to tell you here in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Till I get this explained. So I so Lawler come in, and Lawler called me in there, and he says, "Listen to me. I'm thinking about going opposition to Jerry Jarrett, and I want to bring you in and put you with Robert Gibson because Robert wrestled with his brother. He knew tag team wrestling too. And me, it was an opportunity to go back home. You hear me? I lived in San Antonio, and it's a long way from home, especially when you're 23, 24 years old, and you're trying to make it in this business. So we came back to Memphis, and listen, now we didn't even have a name. You had the Fabulous Ones there, but to make this short though, Lawler and Jerry Jarrett and the Fabulous Ones, they all made up. So he wasn't going up. So now here come Robert and I in there, and we got to play second fiddle to the Fabulous Ones. When they put us together, Dude, I'll never forget this. Is because Memphis ran on a Sunday afternoon for some reason that day. We got a new tag team when they did it on Saturday. A new tag team coming in. They hadn't announced us, and we had to get to the building early at Memphis that day because it was an afternoon show. And Lawler got me and Robert and took us to the flea market out back to buy bandanas, and we just getting stuff. And we didn't even have no clothes. I remember Jerry Lawler had brought a pair of skin colored tights and a pair of purple ones. And I took the purple ones because when Robert put those skin colors on, he looked like he was naked in them. So, but we were and bought all that stuff. And at the moment, and then Robert just clicked. You know, when you two tag team wrestlers, it just quick, it clicks. And that's how it all started. But now